do you see when you look at me? An athlete? An average high school student? A small little girl? What you don't see is the girl who spends her years saving her money to travel to India, or the girl who has a family halfway across the world. Today, there are 17.8 million orphans, 805 million people undernourished, and 36.7 million people worldwide diagnosed with AIDS. Growing up, my mom traveled the world. She would tell me stories of exciting places like Guatemala. I heard about the people and the culture, and when I was 10, I decided it was my turn to experience this on my own. So I signed up to take a trip halfway across the world to Pune, India. I began my journey to India nervous, not knowing what to expect. I had never been out of the country, let alone to the opposite side of the world. While in India, I visited Santvana, a home for kids with AIDS. Pulling up in the van on the first day, I was overwhelmed with emotions. I felt ashamed. I had so much and took it all for granted. This trip to India opened my eyes to what was out there in the world. I saw the sick, I saw the poor, I saw the need for change. But it didn't only help me see the need in India, but also in my own community. I had never noticed the suffering and the pain until I saw it firsthand. I knew I had to do something. Now, a lot of people would have told me no. No, you're only 10 years old. What could you possibly do? But I didn't let that discourage me. Instead, I worked harder to prove them wrong. I saved my tooth fairy money, did extra chores, and held a lemonade stand every year, saving my money. Surely this was not enough to travel back to India, yet. But 2 years later, I had fundraised enough and embarked on my second journey, this time to Misran, a state in the far eastern part of India. Here, I found where I belong, Gansabra. Gansabra is also a home for kids with AIDS. I believe we are not family with people by blood, but that love and compassion is the true base of a family. I found this in the children of Gansabra. I found hope and joy in kids who have been sick their whole life, in kids who have gone through things we can't even imagine. And to think, 36.7 million more people worldwide are suffering from AIDS. I can't just stand here and do nothing. Thank you for giving me the time to share my story and how my eyes were opened to see the world differently. To see those who aren't as privileged as we are, who aren't as healthy as we are. The thing is, they're there. They always have been. They're all around you. So how do we do something about it? We, as people, are predisposed to think we can't. Either we don't have the money to end hunger, or the knowledge to find a cure for cancer, but that's not the point. The children at this home have been rejected, abused, forgotten, and I say, if I can put a smile on their face or teach them what it's like to feel love, then I have done my job. And let me tell you, there is tremendous value in selflessly caring for others. It won't be easy. It may bring pain at times, but small things make big changes. Caring for others may bring sorrow, whether it's a sacrifice, a story that's hard to hear, or a reality you must accept. For me, it was the deep sadness of accepting the death of a baby boy named Moses. I met Moses on my first trip to Gansabra. When Moses was born, his mother put him in a plastic bag as if he was garbage headed to the dump. I hear stories like these and wonder, why does this happen? And then you meet him, and he's one of the sweetest babies you've ever met. He never talked, but his eyes would tell you he loves you, and his smile would light up a room. And then you think, how? How does this little boy have joy after what he's been through? There will be tough times, but I guarantee you, there will be more joy, happiness, and fulfillment than you can even imagine. And that little boy didn't die knowing no love. He died with a sister in Hillsboro, Oregon, who he taught to have courage and to be joyful. My experiences have shaped me as a person. Some of them I wish I could erase at the time. Like the one sitting down with Teresa. She is my age, around 15. And we're sitting there with tears rolling down both her cheeks as she's pouring down her story to me. She goes on to tell me how both her parents died from AIDS, and she was left with the only existing family being her uncle. Her uncle was afraid of her, terrified of her disease. He locked her in a cage, with their only human interaction being 2 plates of food slid under the door twice a day. And I'm sitting there thinking, Teresa is just like me. She just happened to be born in India. She is my age and been through things I wish never existed in this world. It's moments like these that give me the bravery to share my story. It's moments like these where you can step back and put everything into perspective. I now see things differently. I'm a different person because of Gansabra. The children at this home are so full of life that you would never guess in a million years that they had AIDS. I'm now more careful in the way I see people, and I admire those battling through struggles. I would also like to tell you a story of a little girl named Pecky. Pecky is a 7-year-old and suffers from AIDS. When Pecky was little, her mother brought her to a daycare for parents who worked during the day, but never came back for her. She was then brought to Gansabra, where I had the privilege of getting to know this sweet yet spunky little girl. On our last trip, we brought confetti. And it was our last morning, and instead of being sad, we all agreed we wanted a celebration. So we did what anybody would do and had a confetti party. Here's how it turned out. Now that is pure joy. Right there, that's why I go. I don't go to cure them of their disease. I go to make their life a little happier. I go to show them what it's like to feel love, because maybe they've never felt it before. You could do the same. Whether it's 30 kids halfway across the world who just need a little happiness, or your neighbor who just needs someone to talk to, or a stranger who needs a warm meal. Now those are things we can all accomplish. There are thousands of opportunities in your own community to do something. One person, that's all it takes. You could change someone's life. And the thing is, you may never know the magnitude of what your actions may do. You don't know who you may inspire by doing a simple deed. So here is my challenge to you. I want you to look around. Look at your neighborhood, or our nation, or possibly the world, and allow yourself to see the opportunities to help, to see what the people on this earth may be going through. Who deserves the confetti party? Every single person in this room has the capability of witnessing something life-changing because you decided that 17.8 million kids deserve families, and 805 million people deserve the right to necessary nutrition, and that 36.7 million people deserve a day with no illness. And I have an opportunity for you today to do something. We have postcards, one for everybody. They should be located at your tables. And you have the opportunity to write a letter to a child at Gansabra. The words of someone who cares is the most valuable gift to these children. And I'll be able to deliver them when I return back in August. So here's the first step. Something as simple as writing a letter. You have heard my story. You have heard Gansabra's story. Now it's time to make your own. Thank you.